This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk 1230, 101.9. Welcome to Tiger Field as Alamogordo Tiger Baseball takes on Centennial for a doubleheader starting in about 10 minutes from now. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show here on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230, 101.9. Happy to have you tuned in. These two teams played just 2 days ago in Las Cruces. Centennial got the win 4-2. Centennial jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Tigers made it a one-run game in the 5th inning. Centennial would add an insurance run in the 6th and finish out the victory. They remain undefeated on the season. They're 12-0, 1-0 in district. Tigers are 6-6 and 0-1 in district. But Alamo gets to come home. First time they've played a home game since the 10th of March. Maybe 9th of March, when they hosted their home tournament. And as a matter of fact, they've only had 3 home games so far this year. Doubleheader on the 8th, and then that single game on the 9th where they won their host tournament. So looking to get on the winning track here, and it was a solid non-district season. They ended up 6-5 heading into district, and trying to kind of reverse last season where they were really good in non-district but struggle in district. This year they were, I would say, so-so in non-district, and now would love to have a better district season because that'll make or break the Tigers' ability to make the postseason this year. So that's the goal. And, of course, one of the big goals, obviously, is to win as many as you can in your place. The field looks great, by the way. The warmer weather in March has allowed the grass to green up a bit sooner than it normally does, and I think there's been a lot of hard work done by the groundskeeping crew at Alamogordo Public Schools. And about as good as I've seen the baseball field look at the beginning of April at Tiger Stadium here at Tiger Baseball Field. So good things there as well. Always nice to play on a nice green field and well kept up and all that good stuff. So, okay, we're going to take our first commercial break here on the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show, and we will return. We've got lineups for you. We've got plenty more before we get this one started. Both teams have already gone through their infield-outfield drills, and we should be starting with announcements of starting lineups and the national anthem and get this first one underway. We're playing 2 today. 5 and 7 o'clock is the schedule. Most likely we won't start the second game at 7, but you never know. It could happen. We'll take a break and come right back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back here to Tiger Field as looks like the National Anthem's getting ready to start. So, I don't know if they're doing starting lineups. Tigers heading out onto the field. So we're getting ready to get this one underway shortly. All right, we'll go ahead and fit in one more quick. Come right back.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to Tiger Field. Alamogordo baseball getting ready to get started here against Centennial. Tigers wearing their gold tops with Alamo in black across the front, outlined in white. And the numerals also in black, outlined in white. White pants for the Tigers as well. The Centennial Hawks in their gray uniforms, black numerals, and red outlining that. As their leadoff hitter, Israel Molina, hitting from the left-hand side, will step up to the plate. And we'll get this one underway. Again, these two teams played on Tuesday. A 4-2 win for the Hawks. Their uniforms, by the way, say Hawks on the front in red, outlined in black. And starting just a shade, well, no, actually it's about 5 o'clock now. I take that back. I'm going to say we're starting a little bit early. We're starting right on time, actually. Billy Copeland starting for the Tigers as he throws the first pitch in. And it'll be 1-0 as it comes down and in. The righty on the lefty here. Looking for the outside corner. Gets the called strike, 1-1. The rest of the defensive setup for the Tigers behind home plate is Clifford Phillips. As the pitch will miss outside, 2-1. Infield for the Tigers, Preston Eldred at first. Second base is Aiden Tupper. Shortstop is A.J. Paz. And this is hit foul up the third baseline, opposite way by Molina. And the count goes 2-2. Brandon Williams at third. Left field is Aiden McGinnis. Center field, Cade Kiss. And Jaden Ruiz is in right field for the Tigers. The 2-2. Just getting a piece of it is Molina. And we'll do it again. The batting order for Centennial with Israel Molina at the plate. He's the DH. Then Gilbert Torres in the on-deck circle right now. 2-2. And a ground ball that will go. They're going to say it's a fair ball, foul ball? Foul ball, okay. I was watching the field umpire, but it was the home plate umpire that makes the call, and so we'll do another 2-2. That probably worked out in favor of Alamogordo. Eldred did stop it at first, but it would have been a close play at first base. The rest of the lineup for Centennial, as Cole Alons is the number 3 hitter, the catcher. Anthony Rodriguez, the right fielder, hits in the cleanup spot. And a little bit low, 3-2. Chase Sanchez, shortstop, hits 5th. Mateo Marquez, the second baseman. As here's a ground ball to short. Paz on to first. Not going to be in time. Looked like for just a second the umpire was going to call out, but I think he made the right call there. Paz it was a slow roller. He had to charge on it, and just a little bit of a delay transferring it from his glove to his hand. And it ended up being, I think, the difference there and the runner being safe. So we'll give an infield single there to Molina. And it'll bring up another lefty in Gilbert Torres. I think we got to Mateo Marquez. Nick Rate, the third baseman, is hitting 7th. Gabriel Aviles is the first baseman, hitting 8th. As this is hit in the air to the outfield and left center field. Cade Kiss looks like he's got himself under it, and he does. And that's a first out. So it's 1 down, and still a runner on for Centennial on the top of the first. No score on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. Yeah, Gavin Woods, the number 9 hitter, and then Trevor Alons is going to be pitching, but he's being DH for Centennial. Brings up Cole Alons now. And that first pitch is, I think, just a little bit inside, and the count's 1-0. I think Centennial's nice enough to have their stats up on their Facebook. Here's a pickoff throw to first. Pretty big lead over there from Molina, but he does get back in time. Indeed. And this is a team that across the board is hitting the ball very well this season. As the count sits at 1-0 here on Alons and time called. He is hitting .514 on the season. 20 RBIs, has hit 4 home runs. Swings and misses on a pitch coming across the strike zone, and the count is 1-1. Another pickoff throw to first, but the runner is back in time. Yeah, team batting average is .455 for Centennial. The 2-1-1 will be in the dirt as Phillips is able to keep that in front of him, and runner will stay at first, 2-1. Looking through this, they have only 2 guys that are hitting under .400 this year that are regularly in the lineup. That's pretty wild. Low and away. 3-1 now to Alons. In fact, the Tigers were able to hold them to 7 hits on Tuesdays. Pretty impressive. And again in the dirt, and that'll be a 1-out walk, and it'll put runners on first and second. And it'll bring up Anthony Rodriguez now. Rodriguez hitting .469 on the season. He's got 10 RBIs, a double and a single. I'm sorry, 2 doubles and a triple this year to go along with his 10 RBIs. And he'll step in from the left-hand side. And outside it misses. 1-0. Eldred playing a little bit up here, maybe expecting a bunt. He's in front of the bag at first and on the infield grass. And outside again. 2-0. Leadoff single for Molina on the infield. I'll pop out, and then a walk. Has runners on first and second. The 2-0. And again, it'll be in there for a strike. 2-1. Well, like that one was a little bit down, but Tiger pitcher will take the call. 2-1. And a check swing, and it's going to bounce away from the catcher. And I think the question is, did he go around there? The 3-1 is the count on the scoreboard. They haven't asked to check if he went around or not, but regardless, the wild pitch moves runners up. And so 2 in scoring position now here for Centennial. And the count is 3-1. And looking for the outside corner. He gets the call, 3-2. Tigers hoping to keep Centennial off the scoreboard here in the first inning, but Hawks threatening. As the 3-2's on the way. And that'll miss outside. So the base is loaded after a second consecutive walk. And it'll bring up Chase Sanchez now. Sanchez comes into the game hitting .567 on the season. 10 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. It really isn't. You just look up and down this line. I mean, there's a reason why this team is sitting at 12-0 on the year. Is they've been hitting the ball well this year. Swing and a miss. And 0-1. Always good to start from ahead in the at-bat. Copeland been working pretty quickly. And here's a ground ball up the third base line, but foul. And now ahead 0-2. Good place if Copeland can pick up his first strikeout of the day here. The 0-2 at the letters. 1-2. And Sanchez lays off. The line and the pitch. Swing and a miss and struck him out. Big strikeout there for Billy Copeland. And there's 2 down. So the Tigers still face a bases loaded jam here, but now forced at any base. So Mateo Marquez comes to the plate. And I think we're getting a courtesy runner change here as number 18, Tucker Harrison, will come on and run for the catcher, Cole Alons. Meanwhile, Mateo Marquez hitting .459 on the season with 19 RBIs, trying to add to that total here. Here comes the pitch. And that one is going to miss inside. Counts 1-0. Well, they're not holding the runner at third. And here's a high chopper up the third base line. Throw to first is in time. They got him. Run will not score. And the Tigers get out of the bases loaded jam. What a big momentum builder there. As a soft little chopper. That was not an easy play for Brandon Williams. As Marquez was scooting up the line and having to make that throw on the run. And he gets it done as the Tigers will go to the bottom of the first inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. 1 hit in the inning, 2 walks, 3 left on. No errors. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We're through a half of inning and an inning here in the first game of a doubleheader district matchup between the Alamogordo Tigers and the Centennial Hawks. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Charles Winicky. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, our pregame sponsor, Otero Federal Credit Union, our scoreboard sponsor, Ryan Richardson Motor Company, the Winner's Circle, Ochoa Stucco, and First National Bank for bringing you Tiger Sports here on this Thursday afternoon. Start of the weekend for a lot of, certainly for the kids. They don't have school tomorrow, I believe. So as the fastball will miss inside on the first offering from Trevor Alons. And a swing and a miss here from Tupper. And the count's 1-1. We'll get to the Tigers' full batting order here as we roll along in the inning. And remind you of the defensive setup for Centennial. The 1-1. As this is popped up foul and out of play. 1-2 by Aiden Tupper. Aiden hitting .268 on the season. 5 doubles. 11 hits and 8 runs scored. Swings and may have gotten a piece of it, but it's into the catcher's mitt, and that'll be a strikeout for Allens. And so it'll be Billy Copeland coming up. Billy's hitting .259 on the season. Got 6 RBIs, 4 doubles, 5 runs scored. As that pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Rest of the lineup for the Tigers. Preston Eldred will hit third. Tigers first baseman. Left fielder Aiden McGinnis hits in the cleanup spot. And Cade Kiss, the center fielder, hitting fifth. And one will miss away. And the count evens up at 1-1 on Copeland. Jaden Ruiz hitting sixth, the right fielder. Third baseman Brandon Williams will hit seventh. Keegan Stagner's the DH. He'll hit eighth. And A.J. Paz, as that'll miss outside. Allen's trying to get that back over the plate and frame it, but umpire will call it a ball. 2-1. A.J. Paz rounds out the hitting order for the Tigers. Shortstop. Here's a ground ball to second. That's fielded cleanly. The toss on to first is in time on a sharply hit ball in that direction. Mateo Marquez makes the toss on to Gabriel Viles. And Preston Eldred will come to the plate for the Tigers. Two down. And Allen's ready to go and gets the first pitch in for a called strike to Eldred. Preston hitting .326 on the season. 8 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 8 runs scored. And that will stay on the inside corner for a called strike. Good movement on that. It certainly looked to be coming inside on Eldred. He certainly did. He started to back out of the way and just ran on that inside corner. This one does come in and hit him. And so Eldred will take the painful walk to first base, or trot. And so Alamogordo gets a base runner. So Aiden McGinnis will come to the plate now. McGinnis having a great season. .441 on the year. 2 doubles. Interesting for .441, hitting just has 6 RBIs this year, but he scored 12 runs. So he's been the guy that's been on the base paths. As this is going to be a softball chopper in front of the plate. Toss on to first in time by the pitcher, Trevor Allens. And the Tigers are down here in the bottom of the first. So both teams come up empty. A little more adventurous inning for the Tiger defense and pitching in the top half, but the score is the same. 0-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We'll return here to Tiger Field. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Tigers and Hawks scoreless after 1 inning of play. We go to the top of the second, and it'll bring up number 22, Nick Raitt. First pitch misses, 1-0, and here comes the next as that'll be in there for a called strike, and the count even at 1-1 on Raitt. It's 7, 8, 9 in the order here for Centennial. As Copeland into his wind, here's the pitch, and that one will come in and hit right. So first hit batsman surrendered by Copeland, and it puts a runner on first for the Hawks. Got one other game going on here in the Basin today as Tularosa softball is hosting Dexter tonight at 6 p.m. for varsity. 4 p.m. They'll have the JV, so that's probably well underway. Alamogordo softball's in Las Cruces taking on Centennial for a doubleheader tonight. They started at 5 and will play a 7 o'clock second game as well. Outside, the first pitch misses to Gabriel Aviles. It's a pickoff throw to first, and the runner is safe. Plenty of time there. Aviles comes into today's game hitting .333. Swing and a miss at the 1-0, and it's 1-1. Like a big healthy hack at that. One of the few players in this lineup without a 4 starting at the beginning of their batting average. Some of them with 5 at the front of it. And it's a bunt that'll be laid down. That's a pretty good one. But Copeland able to field it cleanly. But it does move the runner up, so achieves its purpose there. As Rate moves to second. Gavin Woods will come to the plate now. And first pitch is in for a called strike to Woods. This is a pop-up that'll go out of play. And the count now 0-2. Yeah, a foul tip that'll get to the backstop for Woods, and that keeps the count 0-2. Woods hitting .429 on the season. Doesn't have quite as many at-bats as his teammates. This is just his 12th plate appearance. But he's going to slash this one to right field for a base hit. And here comes the throw in. That will be a really nice throw to home plate. Well done by the Tigers right fielder, Jaden Ruiz. As he did not allow that run to score. It didn't look like they were sitting him anyway, but that was right on the money to the catcher who was standing at home plate. Puts runners the corners back to the top of the order. Israel Molina to the plate. Molina hitting .500 on the season, and he led off the game with a single. And he has had a lot of plate appearances. 44th as he comes to the plate here. 18 RBIs on the season. He's going to call time, as Copeland wasn't especially quick to get into his motion. Runner goes, and Tigers will just go ahead and eat that, not wanting to allow the runner to advance home on the double steal attempt. And Woods had a pretty good jump there. So it is kind of indifference, but I'm going to call him stolen base because I think he would have had that regardless. So it puts 2 in the scoring position here for Centennial with 1 out. And the left-handed hitting Molina at the plate, looking for his second hit of the day. And he will hit this to the right side of the infield. Won't be a hit, but it'll be good enough for an RBI as the run comes across. And so that single by Woods, moving the man over to third, makes a big difference there. And certainly you can throw in the bunt from Avilas as well. A low-scoring game on Tuesday. Maybe we get another one here, and the Hawks creating a run there with a hit by pitch, a single, and then a ground out. And still a runner on third, but there's 2 down. And looking for the outside corner, doesn't get the call. The count's 1-0. Gilbert Torres to the plate again. He popped out to center field. The 1-0. That's low and outside. 2-0 the count. The other district matchups going on this week: Oregon Mountain Gadsden, Mayfield Las Cruces. Of course, everybody gets 3 against their district opponents over the next few weeks. This is the first week of district play for everybody. The 2-0. Again, looking for the outside corner. He gets the call this time, 2-1. Torres coming into the game hitting .488. The 2-1. And again, trying to spot the outside corner. Doesn't get the call this time. 3-1. Crowd starting to filter in a little bit more. Beautiful day for baseball. Slight breeze. Not too warm. May actually be a little bit chilly by the time the sun goes down. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 3-2. Copeland trying to keep the damage to a minimum here. Just 1 run across in the inning. And winds and delivers. Swings and misses. Got him. So Copeland with some big strikeouts in this game. Got one for a big second out of the first inning. He gets it for the third out here. And so the Tigers do give up 1. It ends up being just 1 hit, 1 left on. The run scored, hit by pitch, sac bunt, single, and then a ground out. Brought the first score across home plate this afternoon. 1-0 Centennial on the Richardson Motor scoreboard as we go to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As Cade Kiss will lead things off for the Alamogordo Tigers in inning number 2. Alamogordo 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. As Kiss steps into the left-hand batter's box. Cade with a .263 batting average on the season. 6 RBIs, 10 hits, 8 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 triples as he fouls off the first pitch offered to him from Trevor Allens. And the line and the pitch, and here's a ground ball to first, and it's going to hop over the glove of the first baseman in the outfield. Kiss aggressively rounded first like he was going to go to second, but will hold up. And we'll give him a single. And that'll give the Tigers their first base hit of the day. And it'll be Jaden Ruiz to the plate. Jaden, 351 on the season. 5 RBIs, 13 total hits, 2 doubles, 3 triples on the season. As he steps into the box from the right-hand side. Right-handed pitching Trevor Allens to Cole Allens, and this one's going to be hit out to left center field for a base knock. Kiss, again, aggressively rounds the base path, but he'll hold at second. But back-to-back singles for the Tigers, and Alamogordo in business with a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and that'll bring up number 12, Brandon Williams, to the plate. Williams having a great season, 469 on the year. He's got 15 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple. And the Tigers will take a bunch of singles here if they can get them. They don't necessarily need those extra base hits. Watching the first pitch in, Williams, and it'll be in there for a strike. 0-1. Working from the stretch. Allens to the plate. And looking to hit the outside corner. Got a call there. 0-2. The catcher, maybe give him some credit on framing that pitch. Two is going to be outside. 1-2. First and second for the Tigers after back-to-back singles. I told you I was going to give you the rest of the defensive setup. Gabriel Vilas at first base. Shortstop, or I should say second base, is Mateo Marquez for the Hawks. And this is fouled off, out of play up the first base side for Williams. Chase Sanchez is the shortstop. The third baseman is Nick Raitt. Left field is Gavin Woods. Center field is Gilbert Torres. Right field is Anthony Rodriguez. A 1-2 count to Williams. That's in the dirt, and it's going to get back to the backstop. And that is going to allow both runners to advance to second and third. On the wild pitch, I think Cole Allens thought he had that in his mitt. He sort of hesitated before he started running back after it. I think the runners would have advanced even if he had been quick to it, but now the Tigers with 2 in scoring position, a 2-2 count. And a great opportunity here, not only to maybe tie this game up, but to maybe grab the lead. Bottom of the second, Alamogordo trailing 1-0. And that one, that's unlucky for Williams. If anything, that was going to be a third ball and maybe a wild pitch to the backstop, but as he ducked out of the way, his bat was still up on his shoulder, and it deflected off the bat for a foul ball. That's how high and inside that one was, but he couldn't get everything out of the way of it. Swing and a miss. Oh, that's just unlucky for Williams. And good on Trevor Allens and be able to get that out after catching a little bit of a break there. And now to bring up Keegan Stagner, hitting .227 on the season. He had the only 2 RBIs of the game on Tuesday, as he knocked in both runs for Alamogordo in the defeat to Centennial. And he'll hit a ground ball to the right side. This will bring a run in. Fielded cleanly by Marquez. And Ruiz will advance on to third as Kiss will score. So give an RBI ground out to Stagner. 2 down. And the Tigers still with a runner on third base. And A.J. Paz in the number 9 spot in the order with a chance to put Alamogordo in front with a base hit. A.J. hitting .194 on the season. He does have 5 RBIs, and he'll watch the first pitch in a little bit low, and it's 1-0. Paz hitting from the left-hand side. Runner on third for the Tigers with 2 down. Trevor Allens. Here's a high chopper that will go right to the mound. Toss on to first will be in time, and the inning is over. But the Tigers do tie up the game. Got a couple of singles from Cade Kiss and Jaden Ruiz, and then a ground-out RBI from Keegan Stagner. And we're all square at 1 run apiece after 2 complete on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Tigers and Hawks here on Tiger Baseball and Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. And a swing and a foul off by Cole Allens as he walked his first time up. His second at-bat of the day. 1-1 your score in the top of the third inning. As this is hit high in the air and into center field as Cade Kiss is coming on. And that one, boy, hung up in the air. Feels like forever as Kiss is able to make the grab. And there's one down. Like Cade was able to park, take his time to get to that. So one out, and Anthony Rodriguez will come to the plate. The lefty steps in. Billy Copeland, the pitcher for the Tigers, and this one hit in the air to left center field. A little more sharply hit, but Kiss, he's going to have to make a long run to get to it, and he does. Might have been a little bit easier play there for McGinnis, but Kiss took charge and makes the play. And so it'll bring up Chase Sanchez now. Sanchez, a strikeout his first time up, as the first pitch from Copeland misses 1-0. Now 2-0 as that one misses as well. Here's the wind and the pitch. And down low again, 3-0. Copeland now working the dirt on his landing spot in front of the pitching rubber, now ready to go. And he'll get the 3-0 in for a strike, 3-1. Line in the deal. And a ground ball sharply hit right at Brandon Williams at third. Toss on to first in time. And the inning is over. 3 solid defensive plays for the Tigers in the inning. And they put the Hawks down in order in the top half of the third. And we go to the bottom of the third with the score even at 1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball and Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Tiger Baseball and Alamo Sports and Talk, 12:30, 101.9. We go to the bottom of the third inning and a 1-1 score. The Tigers back at the top of their order with Aiden Tupper. And Tupper will watch the first pitch in for a strike. He struck out in his first at-bat as Trevor Allens will continue on the mound. I think I was going to say bump, and then I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say there. That is in there for a strike, 0-2. So far, both pitchers have been pretty sharp. Both defenses have been sharp. It's been a well-played game here early on, and all tied up at 1 run apiece. Swing and a miss, and the strikeout again for Tupper. So it'll be one down, and Billy Copeland comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out as he comes to the plate. Centennial's schedule this year, by the way. El Paso High 23-0, Riverside 13-1, Pebble Hills 8-7, Clint 5-2. They swept Del Norte 23-0, 18-0. As the first pitch is in for a called strike on Copeland, as that runs along the outside half of the plate. Righty versus righty here. They would beat Los Lunas 5-4. Swing and a miss. 0-2 is Trevor Allen's looking very confident here in the first couple hitters of the inning for the Tigers. They beat Hobbs 15-5, Carlsbad 21-11. And that's in the dirts. And Cole Allens will keep that in front of him. Have to go track it down off to the right of home plate. Swept Roswell 25-11 and Roswell 18. I think some of these scores just no surprise why those batting averagers are as high as they are or as good as they are. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Billy Copeland. That'll be strikeout number 4 for Trevor Allens, and now it'll be Preston Eldred who reached on a hit batsman in the first inning. Ended up getting stranded over at first after a ground out from Aiden McGinnis. And a swing and a miss here, and if not for the one wild pitch, getting close to an immaculate inning here as he's swing and a miss. 0-2. Trying to strike out the side. The 0-2. Doesn't get that outside corner. 1-2. Into the wind and the pitch. That's low and away. And Eldred has worked the count even, 2-2. Allens winds and deals. And it's a ground ball to second. Marquez fields it cleanly. Toss on to first in time. And that is the end of the inning. Tigers down in order, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. And it remains a 1-1 game as we go to the bottom of the third on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. This is Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
So it'll be Mateo Marquez leading things off here in the top of the fourth inning for the Centennial Hawks. We're through three complete, and Alamogordo and Centennial are tied up at 1 run apiece. Billy Copeland sends this one, and it's hit in the air to right center field. Kiss is after it. He's been busy today, and he will get out into right center field and make the grab. And the Tigers pick up a quick first outs. Both teams have been pretty aggressive, swinging early in at bats. As Nick Raitt will come to the plate. Raitt hit by a pitch and scored. Each team with just 2 hits in this game. Hawks would kind of manufacture a run in that second inning. Hit by a pitch, sac bunt, single, and ground out. Tigers also scored a run on a ground out, as that's in the dirt from Copeland, and Phillips keeping it in front of him. If you're just joining us, defensive setup for the Tigers. It is Copeland pitching and Clifford Phillips behind home plate. As here comes the 1-0. And that'll be well outside of the backstop. No rush for Phillips to go and track that down. The on-deck hitter for Centennial Aviles gets over there and grabs that. 2-0 the count here to Raitt, who was hit by a pitch, as we mentioned. Down and in, 3-0. Eldred's over at first. Tupper at second. Paz at short. Williams at third. McGinnis in left for the Tigers as that comes in, and that's going to get away. The runner's going to race over to first, but not going to advance. Just forced Phillips to maybe get after that ball a little bit quicker than he would have necessarily wanted to, but so that's a walk. So Gabriel Vilas coming to the plate, put down a nice sacrifice bunt, has another opportunity to do the same here as he moved that runner up in his last at-bat. And you got to think coaching staff probably thinking something similar here. Well, he's going to line one over the head of the second baseman into the outfield. Kiss is going to get there in right center and avoid the runner to advance to third, but it's a base hit for Aviles. Third hit of the day for the Hawks. And Centennial puts a couple runners on here to start the inning. Well, did have a pop out to begin, but one out, and Tigers still have a double play in order if they can get a ground ball and get out of this inning. Gavin Woods, one of those 3 batters with a hit so far today, as he steps in, helps facilitate those runners around and pick up the 1 run of the game. He's going to offer a bunt here and dropped his bat, did not make contact. Let's say he went, and it's 0-1. Woods, the righty, will step back in. Copeland ready to go. Not showing bunt this time, and he'll ground it foul over to the Centennial third base box. And coming set is Copeland from the belt. He'll miss outside. 1-2 the count. Top of the order for Centennial coming up with Israel Molina, who already has a single and a ground out RBI. Copeland's going to step back. Looked like maybe there was a big gust of wind there. As he looks in for the call from Phillips. Long look back to second base as the runner takes a decent lead. That one comes inside as bending out of the way was Woods. 2-2. If I said the rest of the outfield, McGinnis, Kiss, and Ruiz, the outfield for the Tigers defensively. And just getting a piece of this to the backstop. That was a nice work by Woods to be able to get a piece and really not strike out. It was a late offering from him. Count 2-2. The pitch from Copeland. And this is going to get to the backstop here. Phillips will get to it, so the runners will advance to second and third with one out now, so it brings a sac fly into order possibly, and also a ground out RBI as well. Copeland could really use a strikeout here on 3-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Got him. Another really timely strikeout from Billy Copeland. He doesn't have a bunch of them today, but they've all three of them been in really good spots. Ended the inning in the second with runners on. Ended it in the first with the bases loaded. And here with runners on second and third, he gets a strikeout for out number 2. But still got to get something from Israel Molina, as he's singled already today and a ground out. Has got an RBI. Here's the first offering to him, and it's a ground ball to the right side. Fielded not cleanly, toss on to first, not going to get it, and it's kicked away, and 2 runs are going to score. So Tupper doing his best to try and get it on to first, but kind of a combo of errors there. The misfield on it on a relatively routine play, and then as he tried to rush it to get the out, he threw it into the dirt, and Tigers were close to getting out of this inning, and in all reality should have, but the error will bring 2 runs across. And the pitch will miss outside. 1-0 to Gilbert Torres. Now, those are the ones that will deflate you just overall as a team. Tigers will have to do their best to not let that get in their head too much. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed there from Copeland. Count evens up at 1-1. And this is hit in the air out to left center field. Kiss tracking it. And he's got it again. But the Hawks score 2 on a Tiger error. Just 1 hit in the inning, a walk the other man that got on base. But the E4 hurts the Tigers there, and Centennial retakes the lead. 3-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As the Tigers trail 3-1. And Aiden McGinnis will lead things off for Alamogordo in the bottom of the fourth inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. As McGinnis grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. And he'll step into the right-hand batter's box. Trevor Allens continues on the bump for Centennial. Pitching to his brother, Cole Allens, or I assume brother. Could be cousin. As the pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. And that'll be in for a called strike. And the count's 1-1. Holds up on a check swing and ends up being a call strike, 1-2. It's 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Tigers. McGinnis, Kiss, and Ruiz. One, two, and called strike 3. And I got to tell you, there's a number of those that were definitely on the outside there. And you could tell there was some frustration there from McGinnis, and I think rightfully so. Thought the first strike was a little bit low, honestly, as well. But and looking for the outside corner here to the lefty, Kiss, and that is going to be called a ball, 1-0. And this is hit in the air out to left field. It is going to get over the head of the left fielder Woods, and Kiss will be rounding first and headed to second. He's got a stand-up double, and the Tigers put a runner in scoring position with one out on Kiss's second hit of the day. And Jaden Ruiz, who also has a hit this afternoon, going to try to get back some of those runs lost in the top half of this fourth inning. Cole Allens like pointing out some defensive instructions for his team. And into the box. Ruiz, as he'll watch that first pitch. Well, and I think Ruiz asking where that was. He was backing out of the way. Maybe that's what made it look to us like it was inside and maybe down. As that pitch is going to miss outside, 1-1. And looking to bunt, but he's going to pop this one foul. And he'll get out of play. 1-2. Runner on second and one down. And Ruiz stepping back into the box. Kiss stands at second. One out and a 1-2 count. And started to go into his motion and turn back towards second, did Allens. And so he'll now come to the plate, and pitch will be a little high. I paused for a second. I was like, oh, not a balk, but I guess he never moved towards home plate. He just moved back towards second. It just looked kind of awkward, the movement. Two-two. Fouled off and out of play on the first base line. And the count remains 2-2. And coming set is Allens. Long look back to second. And this time, again, hit in the air. This one will stay a little bit closer in play, but it'll still get out into the Alamogordo dugout on the first base side as Ruiz continues to work the count. 2-2. This will be the seventh pitch of the at-bat. And stepping back into the box, Ruiz ready to go. Kiss still out there at second base. And in the dirt, and it'll stay in front of Cole Allens, who did a nice job of not letting that get to the backstop. Would have allowed Kiss to move to third. Does take the count full now, 3-2. Tigers trailing 3-1 if you're just joining us. Bottom of the fourth inning as we hit the top of the hour. Thanks for listening to Alamo Sports and Talk. KRSY AM, K270 CS FM. And this is again fouled off, and with a lot of momentum straight back to the press box, and hit so hard that it rolled back on the netting out onto the field. Don't see that happen a whole lot. I feel like we used to see a lot more balls get into the netting here above where we sit. For some reason, it doesn't happen nearly as much as, certainly as it does at softball, but nearly as much as I seem to remember. You would watch games and there'd be 4 or 5 baseballs that would be stuck up here. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there from Trevor Allens. It's good work by Ruiz in the at-bat, but doesn't win the battle. And there's 2 down, and it'll bring up Brandon Williams. One of these Tiger hitters that is hitting above 400 this year, but he did strike out in his first at-bat. And looking for a hit. One nice thing here is anything with any kind of contact, and Kiss is going to be moving. As that first pitch is in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. A little bit high. Get Cole Allens out of his stance. And the count is 1-1. Or I should say out of his crouch. 1-1. Runner's going to go for third, and he's going to be out. Well, an interesting decision to go for it there by Cade Kiss, as that ends up being the third out of the inning. And the Tigers' Brandon Williams will be there to hit to begin things in the top of the fifth, as the Tigers trail 3-1 we go to a break. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As the Tigers, Billy Copeland, first pitch will be a called strike. And leading things off, Cole Allens, who has walked and popped out. Another one of those pitches that I would argue was probably a little bit low and outside, but I guess if the consistency's there, that's all that matters, 1-1. 3-4-5 in the order here for Centennial as they have a 3-1 lead on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. As this is hit in the air to right field, Ruiz having to make a bit of a charge on it, but he'll get to that pretty comfortably. And right field and make the grab for the Tigers. And so to bring up Anthony Rodriguez, who has walked and popped out as well. 0 for 1 on the day. And the lefty into the box. And Copeland ready to go into his windup. Here's the pitch. And he looked like he was doing his best to hold up on a check swing, but goes around, and it'll be 0-1 to Rodriguez. And that'll miss in the dirt, 1-1. And tries to get the middle of the plate there, but drops low, 2-1. The pitch. And for the outside corner on the lefty, that'll be 3-1 now as that's off. There's the wind of the pitch. And can't get it again on the outside corner. And that'll be the second walk surrendered to Rodriguez today. And he'll move over to first. And they'll bring up Chase Sanchez, who has struck out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. Sanchez looking over to his coach in the third base box, who you don't see a lot of coaches do the hand signs as much anymore. A lot of it's the number codes and stuff. That's a ground ball and a fair ball that is up the third base line. Rounding second, and it'll be a play at third. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time, as good hustle there from Rodriguez as he works his way around to third, and it'll end up being a double for Sanchez. And with 1 out, the Hawks have a couple of runners in scoring position, and Mateo Marquez will come to the plate. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. And this would be another great spot for Billy Copeland if he can come up another one of those timely strikeouts. He hasn't had a bunch of strikeouts, but every time it's been in a big moment. One of them with the bases loaded, one of them in the inning with a couple runners on. And then, or I should say a runner on. And then got one which looked like it. He was about to get out of the inning with not for an error. Tigers have brought the infield in. Hard hit ground ball this time. It'll go foul at the third baseline. And the count's 0-1. He's definitely made the pitches to get out of situations so far. And just unfortunately, a defensive miscue. Has Centennial in front. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Copeland, long look in here. Now goes into his motion. Here's the pitch. Doesn't get the call as that one gets low and maybe a little bit outside. And the count 1-2. And he'll miss well high here. Easy one for Marquez to lay off of 2-2. Of course, Phillips to jump up out of his squat. Second and third for the Hawks. Another big moment in this game. Here's a 2-2. And a ground ball foul as Marquez gets jammed a little bit there. Keeps the count 2-2. Here comes the wind and the pitch. And this is popped up, and it'll stay on the infield on the left side. And it'll be an easy play there for Williams. And Copeland comes up with a big pitch there to get the second out. And now a ground out, similar to what we saw in the fourth inning, shouldn't score a run. Or I should say a ground ball. But Nick Raid, who has walked and been hit by a pitch, comes to the plate for the third time, and he hits a ground ball to third. Williams toss on to first, right on the mark, and that will end the inning. So a walk and a double, and it looked like Centennial was going to add on to their 3-1 lead, but Copeland gets some good pitches in there, and the Tigers keep it a 2-run deficit. We go to the bottom of the fifth on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We're going to the bottom of the fifth inning, and it's Centennial in front, 3-1 Tigers. Brandon Williams up to the plate. He was at the plate when Cade Kiss was caught stealing at third, and so he'll get to come back up here and try to get something started for the Tigers. Strike out in his first at-bat in the second inning. Trevor Allens continues on the mound for the Hawks, and his first pitch is below the knees, and the count 1-0. William Stagner, Paz due up. And a soft little ground ball to third Not going to be an easy play. Toss on to first is in time. Tell you what, both third basemen, and there you had the Tigers third baseman that was hitting there, and then the Hawks third baseman, Nick Raitt, have both made some nice plays today. Raitt is on a charge there, able to toss it on to first. Williams has made 2 or 3 really nice plays and throws. At the high school baseball level, I always think playing third's tough. There's a lot of guys that struggle with it, and it's always fun to watch guys that are playing at a high level over there. First pitch to Keegan Stagner is going to miss outside, 1-0. And he'll hold up on a check swing. That'll be a called strike. Like it was on the inside corner, but kind of seemed like it was a little bit up, but it was definitely right there on the borderline. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Just not a swing that showed a lot of confidence there. I think Stagner wanted to hold up, but momentum carried him around. As Allens deals, and that was a really nice slider. I think a little frustration there from the Tiger fans and hitters, but I think that was a really nice pitch. Gets them looking. 2 down. And they'll bring up A.J. Paz, who's grounded out. Allens has faced, I think, just 2 beyond the minimum today. Yeah, here's a ground ball hit to third. Here's the toss on to first, and no, didn't get him. They're going to say that he was off the bag, not that he beat him out, but that he was off the bag. And now time going to be called by the Centennial coach. He had to kind of lean out there to get to the ball, and it wasn't so much that he didn't, or that he beat the throw, was that I guess his foot did not hold the bag. As the discussion continues between the field umpire and the Centennial coach. I always wonder what the discussion is there, because, I mean, if the umpire is going to hold his call there, it's always one of those fun things about baseball is you're likely not, I mean, you have to try, because in some cases there may be something if the field umpire sees something, or the field umpire, the home plate umpire sees something different, but it's always one of those fun things about baseball. It's like, I mean, we don't have anything in terms of review, so not going to necessarily change things. And here's a pickoff throw to first, and Paz will get back in time. Allens was going to try to end the inning there. Yeah, I don't really know. I feel like it's hard to call an error there, so I'm infield single for Paz. Because I think a lot of that had to do with him. This one is hit hard, but it's going to get out of play foul as Tupper is behind in the count 0-1. Because it didn't seem like it was a bad throw from Raitt. And I think the first baseman, Aviles, was just trying to get his body a little bit further out there to, the ball get there quicker. And I guess that's what led to him coming off the bag. It was close. I would have, again, I can't see where his foot is. Obviously, the field umpire has a much better view there. But it was nothing that was super noticeable from up here. So, I mean, if he was off, he was barely off, as this is a high pop-up, and it looks like it's going to get out of play as Raitt gave it chase from third base. But it is going to get over the Centennial dugout, and 1-2 the count. Yeah, not one of those cases where you can clearly see that the first baseman is off the bag, and so from the fans up here, that's going to be one that they're going to complain about. And, I mean, for the coaches on the opposite side of the field, as Paz is going to slide back in on a pickoff attempt. 2, and that one will drop low, 2-2. Pause again with a pretty good lead. Copeland will watch that one. And Copeland having a discussion with the home plate umpire. Now, not really a discussion. I think he's giving his word, and the umpire not really listening to it. So, could have certainly argued that one was down, but that will end the inning. So the Tigers trail 3-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We go to the top of the 6th. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all on subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Centennial with a 3-1 lead. And Gabriel Aviles will come to the plate for his third at-bat. Singled and scored in the 4th. Also put down a sacrificed bunt. And Billy Copeland will continue on the mound for the Tigers as he goes into his motion, and a pitch will miss outside, 1-0. Aviles, then Woods, and Molina due up here for the Hawks. 1-0 is in the dirt, and it's 2-0. And again, a little low. And the count goes full 3-0. There's the pitch. And he gets a called strike on that. 3-1 as Aviles certainly appeared to be taking the whole way. And Copeland ready to go again. Here's a chopper back to the mound. Copeland fields it cleanly. Toss on to first is in time as Eldred snags that, and there's one down. And we'll bring up Gavin Woods. Woods a single and a stolen base in the 2nd, a strikeout in his other at-bat. (3-1) here in this very speedy first game as we're already at the top of the 6th inning. And that's in there for a called strike. And simply, neither team has been able to put together big innings in this one. 0-1, and that one will drop low. And the count's 1-1. Hawks with still just the 3 hits, but here's a ground ball to shoot. Fielded cleanly by Paz. Toss on to first, and he's got that in time. Nice looking throw there from A.J. Paz. 6-3. And 2 down. I think that's why it was so surprising, the error for the Tigers that brought those 2 runs home in the 4th inning, as Alamo defensively this season has been solid. And I mean, it does happen. And I was looking for the outside corner, and getting the call is Copeland. It's 1-0 to Molina, or 0-1, I'm sorry. Israel Molina is 1 for 2, 1 for 3. Reached on an error, ground out, and then a single. As he's going to hit this one in the air to center field. Kiss is going to get that on the run, and the Tigers put down the Hawks in order. There's been a few defensive players for the Tigers have been busy today. It's been Cade Kiss and it's been Brandon Williams at third. And both of them have made solid plays today. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning with Alamogordo trailing 3-1, running out of opportunities to try to get back even with the Hawks. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here at Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Tigers top of the order at the plate, 2, 3, and 4. And Billy Copeland, who is 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. Watch the first pitch in and miss it. Or I should say it will miss, and it's 1-0. Tigers with 3 hits on the day. And just an additional, I think, 2 base runners outside of that as this is fouled out of play. No, just one. One hit by a pitch. No walks for Trevor Allens, who has been tough to consistently get after, I would say. The 1-1. And a foul tip off of the catcher and to the backstop. And the home plate umpire will walk out to the pitcher's mound and toss the baseball to Trevor Allens and give Cole Allens a little bit of time there to recover from getting that deflection off of his chest guard. And now we're ready to go. It's 1-2 here to Copeland as Allens winds and deals. And that's going to be a called strike 3. Well, didn't get the ire of the crowd there. I thought that one was a little bit up, but notice the pause there for me as I was like, I thought that was going to be a ball. But Eldred ground ball to third, and Rates double clutches a little bit, but gets it on to first and in time. And 5-3 on the putout. There's 2 down. Fielded it cleanly and then kind of took an extra shuffle step before he threw the ball on to first. And so it'll be Aiden McGinnis now. Ground out, strikeout in his 2 tries. And in the dirt, 1-0 the count. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to watch between, as with the 1-0, And this is hit into right field for a base hit. That's going to be trapped out in right field. And so a base knock for McGinnis as he gets on base with 2 down. And Cade Kiss, who has 2 of Alamogordo's 4 hits now, comes to the plate as he tries to add on another. So Kiss will step up and try and get something going here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that pitch is going to be a called strike on the inner half of the plate. 0-1 to Kiss. Yeah, what I was about to say there is it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think the umpires had kind of a bigger strike zone. What's the difference between the second game umpire as well? That always seems to be when it's if it's really tight, if it's a little bit wider. Is there going to be a huge difference between the 2 umpires? Because the players will, obviously they'll have to adjust from one game to the next, but usually the crowd doesn't adjust is what I'm thinking, is they'll kind of stay on it there. So 0-2 the count here to Kiss as he fouled off the 0-1. And that'll be above the belt, 1-2. Runner on first with 2 down. And the pitch to Kiss says that'll miss outside. That pitch was moving pretty significantly away from the catcher, Cole Allens. He had to get out of his crouch to get to that. 2-2. And looking for the outside corner, doesn't get the call there. 3-2. Was right there on the borderline. Honestly surprised that Kiss held off on it. I think with 2 strikes, I'm probably trying to get a bat to that. 3-2. And that's going to be a called strike 3. Well, that didn't look like it was a whole lot different than the 2-2, to be honest with you, but that is going to be through 6 complete now as we go to the top of the 7th. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Centennial looking for some extra insurance runs as we hit the top of the 7th inning. And Billy Copeland will come on to pitch the 7th as this is fouled off. I think that's going to be frustrating for the Tigers as Copeland has had a really good game today. And a miscue earlier in the game may end up being the difference. This is well hit. That's going to get over the head of Ruiz all the way to the wall. And we'll see if they try for 3. Ruiz will toss it in. And that one was hit hard by Gilbert Torres, who comes up with his first hit of the day. It's a double that the lefty turned on and hit all the way to basically the base of the wall. And it'll bring up Cole Allens, who has walked and popped out twice. For the most part, the Tigers have been able to work out of trouble today. But you give a leadoff double to number 2 hitter, and you're heading right into the heart of the order here. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. This team was coming in, most of these guys, almost all of them hitting over 400, some of them over 500. And looking for the inside corner there, doesn't get the call. 1-0 for Copeland. And a ground ball to third. Williams, he's unable to field it cleanly. And that'll be an E5 there on the Tigers. And so Allen's on first and Torres on second. One positive there for the Tigers on that is the runner at second not able to advance. So still a chance at a double play here if they get a ground ball. And looking for the outside corner. Copeland doesn't get it there. Rodriguez walked twice and a pop out in his 3 tries. Hitting from the left-hand side. Facing the right-handed pitch in Copeland. It's a called strike there. Count evens up at 1-1. And a ground ball. And they'll get to the front of the mound. They will go to third, and a really nice play from Billy Copeland. And credits to Williams getting over there and getting on the bag. That was not an easy play as they get the force at third. So both guys, that was well done. That's not a normal play that the pitcher's going to be making on a regular basis. And I mean, Billy's a good fielder overall. We see him, and he's played the infield, but to get to that and then make kind of a spin and throw to third, I figured he was going to have to take the out at first, but gets the lead runner. First pitch to Chase Sanchez will be a ball, and the count is 1-0. Sanchez doubled his last at-bat, strikeout, ground out, in his other 2 tries. The 1-0. That's a nice pitch from Copeland as it slides into the strike zone, 1-1. Coming set from the stretch. And that's going to be in the dirt. Phillips able to keep that right in front of him, and it'll be 2-1. You can tell Copeland was really ramping up and trying to get that fastball and just lost control of it. Kind of more of a violence to his motion. And this is hard hit, but foul. Good contact there from Sanchez, but up the first base line and stayed in play. Or I should say stayed in the field, not in play. Copeland is going to step away, rub the baseball a little bit, grab some dirt, rub that on the baseball. And then get ready to go here. As he'll come set. And a ground ball to third. And getting to the bag and stepping on it is Williams. And Williams will get a force out for the second straight hitter over at third. This time fielder's choice 5 unassisted. And the Tigers have got the lead runner both times with 2 on and nobody out, 2 on and 1 out. And Mateo Marquez will come to the plate. Ground out, pop out, pop out. As Copeland trying to give his team the best chance to make a rally in the bottom of the 7th, down 3-1 here in the top half. And a ground ball foul to the third base box. And it'll be 0-1 the count to Marquez. His 4th at-bat of the day. I'll say it again. What a great effort from Copeland today. The 0-1. Ground ball foul. And 0-2 now. Gave up a single in the first, a single in the second. And a single in the 4th, a double in the 5th, and a double here in this inning. But hasn't allowed the Hawks back-to-back hits all game. It's in the dirt, and Phillips used his glove and his body to keep that in front of him. And the count 1-2. Really overcast here tonight. Didn't necessarily expect that. We'd have sunny skies, but again, very pleasant. Not much of a wind either. Thankfully playing baseball today and not yesterday. The weather was pretty gross yesterday. And this is a ground ball, and that's into the outfield for a base hit. Should bring in 1 run. Kiss will toss that into the infield, and an RBI single from Mateo Marquez gives the Hawks a little bit more breathing room. And Coach Nathan Winrow coming out. Copeland may be out of pitches here. And so they may not have a choice but to go to somebody else. But it really has been a good effort from Copeland. And in a few jams throughout the day, well, maybe they're going to let him finish it off. I think maybe what, and I've seen this before with Coach Winrow, is he'll go out and tell them that this is going to be your last hitter, where your pitch number is at. So got to get this guy if you want to stay in the game or not have somebody relieve you here. And it's Nick Raitt, who has been hit by a pitch and walked. He scored on both of those occasions and then grounded out, and he's going to get hit again here. As Copeland lost that one, and so that will bring Jackson Cole out to pitch here with the bases loaded. So Jackson will come out and try to grab this last out of the inning. Copeland getting some dap from his coaches and his teammates that are on the bench right now. And again, Billy with a really nice effort today, 6 2/3, and really just 2 of the runs you would say earned, and gave his team a chance to win this ball game here, and still have a chance to win it. Tigers would need a rally in the bottom of the 7th, which, again, neither team's hitters have really been able to string together hits today. I think Centennial's had a bit more luck on getting guys on the base paths today, and partially that's been Alamogordo making some mistakes here or there, whether it's been walks, hit by pitches, errors. As Cole with his turquoise glove, at least that's what it looks like from up here. It's always noticeable when somebody's got kind of a colored glove like that. Probably should have taken a commercial break there, but I was busy singing the praises there of Billy Copeland, who I thought had a good game today. So Gabriel Aviles will come to the plate. Let's put down a sac bunt, a ground out, and a single. Wouldn't be terribly surprised to maybe see a squeeze play here. Wouldn't shock me at all, but the first pitch misses inside. 1-0. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. This will be fouled off and out of play, 1-1. Certainly doesn't look like Aviles is showing that at the moment. And fouled off again, out of play. 1-2. Tigers still with their chance to hit in the bottom of the 7th coming up. Trying to keep this deficit at 3 runs. And looking for the call on the inside corner, doesn't get it. Pretty good breaking ball and just missed. It'll be another one of those where I'll say, I've seen that called strike 3 a couple times in this game. 2-2. Ground ball to third. And Williams will be able to step on the bag again for a force out, and that'll end the inning. So 1 run does come across, but certainly could have been worse as Cole comes in and gets the final out. And the Tigers will need at least 3 to keep or push this game to extra innings when we return in the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Centennial leads Alamogordo here in Game 1 of this district doubleheader.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Centennial leading the Tigers 4-1. And Jaden Ruiz will come to the plate. Single and a strikeout in his 2 tries as he gets his 3rd at-bat of the day. It'll be Ruiz, Brandon Williams, and Keegan Stagner. As Trevor Allens continues on the mound. As that pitch is a called strike. And the count is 0-1. And a ground ball that'll be hit to short. Toss on to first is going to be in time. And there's 1 down. That'll be Brandon Williams, who has grounded out and struck out. And into the line, here's the pitch. And that'll miss a little bit high. 1-0 to Williams. Centennial trying to stay undefeated on the season. They're 12-0 coming into this. This is fouled off by Williams, out of play on the first base side. Count even at 1. And that pitch will hit the outside corner for a called strike. 1-2. And just getting a piece of that pitch that was running along the inside. After the plate. And the count will stay at 1-2 here with 1 out, and the base is empty for Alamogordo. Allen's winds and deals. And hopping out of his crouch there, I think Cole Allen's thought that they had gotten a third strike call there, but doesn't get it that time. 2-2. And that'll miss outside. Now full 3-2. Seventh pitch of the at-bat here. And this is hit in the air. Shallow right field, and it will drop. And so Williams picks up his first hit of the day, and the Tigers get a base runner on. That's what they need right now is base runners. As Keegan Stagner will come to the plate. Stagner ground out and a strikeout. And any way you can get them here at this point, just getting people on base. You need 3 runs. So whatever way you can make it happen if you're Keegan Stagner. And they'll take a swing and a miss on the first offering. And as much as I've talked up Billy Copeland, Trevor Allens has been super difficult to get to today, and I think it's closing in on double-digit strikeouts. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Let's see, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's already there. So 10 strikeouts on the day. Stagner will watch that one above the belt, 1-2. I will say an inordinate, or more of them were looking than swinging in this game. I think it's half and half. Runner goes, 1-2, swing and miss from Stagner. Toss on the second, they get him. No! Whew. That was close. So he's still on base for Williams. And a little surprised the Tigers went for a steal there. I don't know what the rule is, if players kind of have carte blanche to make that decision, or if it's more the coaches. But with needing base runners, a little surprised that he went there. That's in there for a called strike to A.J. Pazzo 1. A.J.'s got a base hit today. That was on another bang-bang play over at first base. That led to the coach for Centennial to come out and talk to the field umpire. In the dirt on the 0-1, it's 1-1. And the pitch. And Paz will get a piece of it, send it out of play. And the Tigers possibly down to their last strike here, 1-2. And watches that one in there, called strike 3. That was right down the middle there. And that will end this one. So a couple strikeouts to end the game, 12 total for Cole Allen, or I should say for Trevor Allens. And the Tigers fall 4-1 here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Tigers will reset. Both teams will. And we'll play game 2 coming up in probably 20 minutes. So I would guess around 7:15, 7:20. We'll come back and wrap this one up, though, on the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. Stay right here with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer, must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, as the Alamogordo Tigers fall in game one of this district doubleheader, 4-1. So Centennial has grabbed the series, and we'll try to come up with a sweep with a game 2 or game 3 victory. Tigers will try to at least grab one win here this week in districts. Third game means just as much. And, you know, the Tigers now at 6-7 and 0-2 in district. They're right on the cusp of the playoffs. They're, you know, in that 16, 17, 18 range of the Max Preps rankings, and all the wins will help. So, you know, a top 4 finish in district might be enough to get you in the postseason in this district. So, not a guarantee, but certainly possible. And the Tigers are right there in this, just like they were on Tuesday. And unfortunately, it's kind of been the story for Alamogordo in this district the last year or two is been very competitive, but getting the wins has just been a little bit of a challenge for them, and we'll see if they can turn that around here in Game 3 of the series, Game 2 of the doubleheader. Tigers picked up hits in this one from Aiden McGinnis, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Cade Kiss was 2 for 3 with a single and double, and a run scored. Jaden Ruiz had a single. Brandon Williams, a single and a stolen base. Keegan Stagner, an RBI. On a ground out, and a single for A.J. Paz as well. So the Tigers come away with 4 hits on the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits on the day for the Tigers, and 1 run. And we mentioned Trevor Allens ended up with 12 strikeouts and gave up those 6 hits, did not surrender a walk, only a hit by pitch was the other base runner for the Tigers, and no errors for Centennial. Something that hurt the Tigers, it didn't end up being the game decider because Alamo gave up that run in the top of the 7th, but certainly made a little bit of a difference in the game. That could have been 1-1 going to the 7th, and maybe a little bit of a different feel. I don't know. It's hard to know, but that was definitely the error in the 4th in what should have been an inning-ending play. Brought 2 runs across, so I think kind of deflated the Tigers just a little bit. Billy Copeland pitched really well, got out a lot of jams, got out of a base-loaded jam in the first with a strikeout and a ground out. Gave up just a single in that inning. A hit by pitch, a single, and a ground out, scored a run in the second, but he struck out for the third out, or got a strikeout for the third out with a runner standing on third base. And then in the fourth inning, I mean, in all reality, he picked up a big strikeout and should have had a ground out there, and it would have been a 1-1 game still. Was able to get out of the fifth inning with runners on second and third. Had a quiet sixth inning, and then there in the seventh inning, gave up a single to Mateo Marquez that brought in a run. So he ended up surrendering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Yeah, just 5 hits on the day. So, like I said, he had a really good effort. And Tigers need a little bit more offensively and a little bit more defensively. And I've been talking about this with Alamogordo softball out of their game on Tuesday. It was just kind of the little things that caught up to them. You know, a few plays here or there that could have, should have been made. And I think that, you know, that was the case tonight. Was for this first game for Alamogordo, was grabbing a few important plays here and there, and maybe makes the difference in them getting out of here with a victory. So 4-1 the final. Centennial's got the win in game one, and the Tigers coaching staff is manicuring the dirt on the infield and re-chalking some lines out at home plate to get those batters boxes looking good again. And then we'll be ready for game two probably about 15 minutes or so from now. We're going to send you back to ESPN Radio. If you're listening to us on the Alamo Sports YouTube channel, you'll want to look for game two on the Alamo Sports. If you find our links, they're up on our Facebook page. But if you just go to the Alamo Sports YouTube channel, you'll find it super easy. Give us a subscribe, and you'll know whenever we go live. Simple as that. And if you're listening to us on the radio, though, just stay tuned, because we'll be back with the second game as soon as we're ready to get that started. So hope you'll stay tuned with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk. You've been listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union post-game show. Tigers lose game one on the Richardson Motor scoreboard 4-1. So we'll be right back here to Tiger Field in about 15 and get ready for game two of this doubleheader. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
No roadblocks are scheduled today on Highway 70, 54 South, or 380. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for mostly clear skies, and Alamogordo expect a low of 52, Cloudcroft an overnight low of 37. For Friday, sunny skies, partly cloudy tomorrow night. Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 79, low of 49. Cloudcroft tomorrow, high of 63, and an overnight low near 32 degrees.